We're going to talk about stretching for a moment. There are very few reasons why people should actually stretch. Three of them we've come up with. So one is for assessment. So if you go to stretch a muscle and you go, all right, it feels like X. And then you go to stretch the other muscle and you say, that feels like 2X. Now you know that you have something that's either tight or loose somewhere. And that's good information for a practitioner like somebody at True Sport Care to uncover and to find out exactly why it's happening in the first place. Second reason, I know everybody does this, is for temporary pain relief. I even still do it to this day, even though I know better. So if you do have discomfort somewhere, you have a knot in your shoulder, wherever it may be, you can actually stretch that muscle out temporarily. It will give you a little bit of pain relief. But anybody that I've spoken to who does that never reports that there's any kind of a permanent change with that stretch. So just realize that if you do any kind of stretching, you will offer yourself temporary pain relief. The last reason why somebody would want to stretch is to return their muscles to a normal resting length after any kind of exercise. So you exercise, and we've heard this all the time. A lot of patients will go to a destination in order to do a marathon, 5K, 10K, whatever it is. Afterwards, they don't cool down. They sit in their car. They drive back 45 minutes to their residence, and then they get out of the car and they can't move. It's because their muscles have cooled down in a shortened state. So we're always a big proponent of getting muscles to loosen up after vigorous exercise, so stretching is appropriate at that time. But one thing you should notice is that stretching has never, ever given anybody a permanent change when it comes to increasing muscle length. And that's what people usually use stretching for, to try to increase the resting muscle length. And we've realized it never works. In fact, 100% of the time, it never works. You may argue, well, what about yoga? Well, what about people who stretch daily? And I go, yeah, that's pretty much what you have to do, is that if you stretch daily, you will probably increase your muscle length. But if you decide that one day or 2 days you want to stop stretching, you're going to wind up getting tightness just like you did. So you didn't actually change anything about how the body works. Yoga is a system of stretching. However, in yoga, if you listen to a good yoga instructor, there's always some kind of a co-contraction associated with that particular stretch. So if you pay attention to the co-contraction, the active muscle contraction in any stretch, you'll get 100% more out of that pose. So we always are proponents of having some type of an active component in addition to a stretch, and that makes you improve your muscle length on a more permanent basis.